In terms of presenting, how did you get into that? Like, where is the start point? Is it always something that you've dreamed about doing, or is it something that has come on in later years?
No, great question. And to be honest, I think I haven't always wanted to be a presenter. You know, growing up, I wanted to be a footballer.
Yeah.
That didn't happen when I soon realised I was always playing in the last league of Sale Kent. So I was like, that might not happen. But then, growing up, I thought, you know, wanted to be in the football industry, in media or something along them lines. But at the same time, I also wanted to be an actor. I did a lot of theatre when I was younger, dancing, singing, acting, all of that, because it all comes together. But I wanted to be on TV. I knew I wanted to. One thing I always knew throughout my whole life, I like to make people smile. I like to entertain people, essentially. Yeah. And by doing that was finding how to do that, you know. And there's obviously many ways of doing that. And presenting, I'd say, came about more so after university. After I went to Ravensbourne, I did broadcast media, and that was a lot of behind the screen stuff, so like lighting, camera, and all that shebang. And I kind of realised that I still wanted to be on screen, you know.
Yeah.
And from that, I thought, you know what, because I stopped doing acting for a long time, even though I was in a few extras like Napoleon, Back in Black, Amy Winehouse. I was on set with Ridley Scott and Joaquin Phoenix. Like, that was unreal. Yeah. But extra stuff can only get you so far in life. But don't get me wrong, it's a great fun to do.
Great experience to have, yeah.
But I mean, it was hard. Don't get me wrong. 5 a.m. I mean, we'll get into that later. I got some stories. But anyways, going back to your question, presenting kind of came about afterwards with, you know, doing football shorts on reels on Instagram with some friends and stuff, and then kind of realizing that, hey, you know what, I can also do this, you know, speaking on the camera and asking people questions. It just kind of came about naturally, really. And then along the way, people were saying to you, oh, you're really good and whatnot, and kind of doubling down on that, buying a microphone, speaking to people. This is one thing I can always stress, like, collaborate like with anyone in that field or in other fields near that, and just listen, always be willing to learn. And then by doing that, then I got a mic, a handheld mic, and then it just upped my content. I looked more professional, and then before you know it, I'm interviewing Kem, Bonnie Blue as well.
Yeah.
I won't mention it now before you guys ask me later. Is that one of the questions on there?
Actually, I don't believe it is. No, it's not on the notes. Not on the notes.
He didn't say anything about it either.
Maybe Kian saw it and was like, if he brings it up, then we'll talk about it. If not, no worries.
But yeah, and then obviously interviewed some great people and football players as well, like Roberto Carlos and some unbelievable, and been on set with Ashley Cole as well.
Yeah,
you know, talking about just random stuff, doing a Primark thing, and you know, Josh Denzel as well, him giving me advice on set, like all these things, you know. If you used to tell me this like before I went to uni or when I was a kid and whatnot, I'd be like, that's never going to happen. You know? And then like it happens, but it doesn't happen through having a plan. It just happens through throwing yourself out there, looking like an idiot sometimes to yourself, you might think, but really it's you testing yourself and pushing yourself through the boundaries and limits and finding your way. You know, a lot of people stress about niches. I think that's important, but it's also important just to throw yourself out there. Yeah. And just swim in any water, and then you'll find what ocean's the best for you.
For sure.
I think sometimes it comes down to as well, you're standing or sitting in a room of people that you think, I do not belong here. Yep. And it happens a lot. You know, like, I remember once I sent you guys in a group chat, I was standing in a shop. Yeah. And Roberto Carlos was just sitting in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's like, how? Whereas, like, I think when you're, like, sitting in front of someone, interviewing them, you do kind of think, what am I doing here? Mm-hmm. I shouldn't be here. It's one of those things where, have you ever had that where you kind of just think in a situation, like, what am I doing here? This is not for me.
Not for me, no. But I know what you mean. You're like, this can't be real.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely last week, being in Palermo, collaborating with them and doing some cool stuff out there, because obviously Palermo, as you can see over there, is my boyhood club. My London club is Tottenham.
Oh, unlucky.
We'll get on to that.
Thank you. And anyways, back to Palermo.
Back to some more positive.
We're actually fighting to go into the first division.
Exactly. At the opposite end of the table.
Exactly. So, not much to talk about Spurs on this episode. Maybe next time you have me, we'll be in the Championship. I can talk about how we won the Championship.
Well, Matt runs the EFL Extract, which is the EFL show. So
we'll do that.
We'll fix a date in. And yeah, that was surreal because obviously being from Palermo and growing up in southeast London, you know, I've got an older Palermo calendar from 2005 when we went to the first division in my room, and it's just like, I don't know, it's hard to support a club from another country, especially when I'd only visit Sicily in the summer in like school holidays, so that'd be like August. So I'd always like catch a first round FA Cup game and we'll get knocked out, and the stadium wouldn't be full, and I'd always miss out because my cousins would text me or show me pictures throughout the season, be like, oh my gosh, you should be here, and I'm like, well, I'm not, and it's tough, but through throwing myself out there and trying to create something of a certain personal brand of mine, I've had the honour to go and collaborate with my boyhood club Palermo, and this is actually one of probably the most important seasons for the last 10 years. Yeah. That we're so basically a bit of backstory. We were in the second division 6 years ago, and basically debts and just stuff happened, and we got relegated down to the third tier.
Yeah.
And it was tough. And obviously it was tough because obviously, we've been in the first division, but then going back down to the second division, fighting numerous seasons there, getting sent back down to third tier was like soul breaking. And now each season we'd get promoted from the fourth to the third, and then the second division, which is Serie B, and we've been stuck here for 3 seasons now. Yeah. And this season, our manager Filippo Inzaghi.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
yes, of course.
I had the honour to actually stand next to him, and he signed my back. I had a Palermo jacket on, and I actually said to him, and again, you say in the question, have you ever? That was the moment where my legs went jelly.
Just like
my legs went jelly.
Ended up in this situation?
The guy said to me, he was like, he's going to be out in a minute, and I was just like, I'd like to think I'm confident, but that moment I was like, I didn't want to be in that room. Which is surreal because obviously my first memory ever was Italy winning the 2006 World Cup, and he was in that team. So it's like having that kind of emotional connection sometimes to a player or to you probably have one with Harry Winks, right?
No, absolutely not.
Tottenham player went to Leicester and did bits there.
Well, and Ollie Skiff as well.
And exactly.
Got a few.
We could do with him right now.
Yeah,
we could do with him right now. So probably recently now in Palermo, because again that was just didn't make sense. Me from London, living in London, school, university, everything, and then collaborating and walking onto the football pitch and and working essentially with them for that period, and hopefully a lot more stuff is going to be coming out soon as well with them. So
incredible.
No, it is incredible. And talk to us about Palermo and what it means to support the football club, the city. What does it mean to the fans to see the team, doing well, doing badly?
Listen, I think the football is really integrated into the city. So, if we lose, everyone's sad. If we win, everyone's happy. Everyone's partying. People going late to work and stuff because we won,
Yeah.
And this isn't just if we've won a trophy or whatever. This is just if we win during the week,
Yeah.
That's the same sort of vibe here, don't get me wrong, but I think because Palermo, the city itself, has one main club, it's even more so. London, we've got every east, west,
so many teams.
There's so many. Do you know what I mean?
You could be in a room with literally different people that support 6 different London clubs. Exactly. It's crazy.
Here we've got Liverpool, Leicester fan, Palermo and Tottenham, and
Ajax and Arsenal.
Ajax and Arsenal. So.
Yeah,
but that's the beauty of London.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of having sometimes 2 teams. And
for sure.
But going back to your question, Palermo is great. It's in Sicily. It's an island.
Mm-hmm.
You might be familiar with Sardinia.
Yes,
it's an island also.
Yeah.
We're the better island.
Yeah,
joking. Sardinia have beautiful beaches, beautiful food, but we Sicilians like to think we have better beaches. Better food. The people are very friendly. We used to a long time ago, we had Arab influence, Norman influence, Spanish influence, Italian influence, obviously.
Yeah.
And that kind of resonates with us as people now, that we're very hospitable and friendly because we've been so used to, welcoming different cultures and stuff. We're like a hot pot of different nationalities, and it's a great city, Palermo. You go walk to your local coffee shop. In Sicily or in Italy, us going to the pub for a catch up and whatnot, in Italy, but you go to your bar, which is a coffee shop where you have a coffee,
Yeah.
or you can have a Negroni or whatnot. But like that's where you go speak about football and whatever. And literally, like you'll go in there and like people will be having full on like. To me, as an English person, I'm thinking, are these guys about to scrap?
Yeah.
They're just talking like normal, but like and then
They're
we're
so
talking
passionate.
about how that penalty to Juventus shouldn't be given, and like how the referee got, and it's like, and I enjoy it because I'm like, wow, like people really like football is everything here,
Yeah.
And obviously going back to your question, like Palermo, like we deserve to be in the first division. Like our fans recently got voted best fans in Italy.
Oh,
Wow.
really? Wow.
If you go on Instagram, type in transfermarket.it. They've got like 450k followers.
Yeah.
And they did this whole thing. It's an Italian thing, and they basically people commented who there was like a round the 32, 60,
like
70.
like World Cup
Exactly,
stuff.
and Palermo in the final, and then we won it yesterday.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's the same thing on the Brazilian one with Corinthians fans.
Yeah,
who managed to win
exactly,
it as
yeah.
well. It's like they do it for everyone, but
yeah, and obviously the stadium's not full sometimes, and being in the first division will allow that to happen, and then that's one thing I love about English football, that you even go to your local club and it's always packed out. I do a lot of stuff with Chatham, and Chatham's always buzzing.
Oh, yeah, Chatham, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's another topic, Italian and English football. But
For sure.
going back to the question, Palermo, you just have to go visit, guys.
Yeah, I want to go.
Let's
So
go.
I want to go.
100%.
You've sold me. I want to go.
Podcast trip.
I want to go visit just for the football kits alone.
Oh, yeah, I was
gonna
they're
say,
absolutely
incredible.
beautiful football kits. And yeah, I remember doing a career mode with Palermo back in, what was it, like
Name me some of the
2016?
players. Let me guess.
Enzo
Dybala.
Maresca, I think, was playing in
Maresca?
midfield.
That's an old.
Yeah.
FIFA 10?
I can't remember what
That
it
must be old.
was. It older?
Yeah.
Was it older than that?
that would have been.
I'm not
around
sure.
that.
I remember- I
Who
remember
else was
the
there?
Maresca played for them now.
Franco Vasquez was
Yeah.
there. I'm trying to think of some other players.
Vasquez and Dybala were my like idols growing up.
Yeah.
Because I was like 16, 15, and I was catching some games on YouTube and whatnot. And Vasquez and Dybala are just.
Oh.
And we was in Serie A at that time as well, and we finished all right, and then we got relegated.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other players that were there.
Sorrentino, the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Yeah. Abel
Oh,
Hernandez.
yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course he went to Hull City, didn't he?
I was going to say that.
Ilicic.
Yeah.
Bazaye. Pastore.
Yeah, there's so
Cavani.
many. But you're
Yeah.
listing these players off here. There's some massive talented
names.
players that have played
Yeah,
for
names.
Palermo. Like,
We're a bit like Southampton.
Yeah, exactly. Develop the players.
and
And
by
like,
the coast as well.
yeah.
Yeah, they go off.
as long as Liverpool don't steal all your players, you'll be all right. That's what
exactly.
happened to Southampton, didn't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely got robbed. I want to talk about the experience that you've gained, of course, outside of grounds, like interviewing people.
Yeah.
How important has that been for your growth?
Yeah, I mean, definitely going back to what I said at the beginning, like putting yourself out there in positions where you're like, I can't do this, but don't even think about that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for a reason, and you give it your best go, and what's the worst that can happen?
Mhm.
Nothing. Because
Yeah.
people are nice.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one's going to tell you to your face, like, you did a terrible job, mate. No
No.
one's going to do that. But, you might not get called to stuff anymore. But listen, if you don't try,
How are you going to know?
how are you going to know, And yeah, I think going back to your question, like, yeah, collaborating and interviewing with these people, going to Tully's farm and interviewing, again, something away from football. I was interviewing Big Brother celebrities. I was interviewing Love Island celebrities. Like, different kettle of fish for me because I'm used to football, and
Yeah.
having that football knowledge and, background and whatnot. But when you just trust your gut and, your talent, you then end up, and, I still keep in touch with a lot of them now. And, like, it's like I'm part of two worlds now, like the TV personality industry and the football industry. And it's
Mhm.
like going back to that thing of having a niche. You don't have to always have a niche.
No.
I know this is very controversial what I'm saying because growing up I've always been told from bigger people, have a niche, have a niche,
Yeah.
have a niche. The niche will come naturally.
Yeah.
But you can't turn away because, collaborating and doing stuff with non-football related personalities has also helped me grow, and have a larger audience, And then wherever the tide brings you will bring you, but always just try and just say yes to everything.
Because I think it's not about having a niche or not having. I think it's about finding how to have your own niche whilst also doing stuff that's
Perfect.
not. With you, for example, with Palermo is the club you want to do work with. It's what you like and enjoy. But at the same time, you'll find crossovers working with like celebrities, for example, outside of football, will end up possibly supporting football teams.
Yeah.
You played in the InterLegends charity tournament.
Yeah, I did actually,
at the end of last year. Did you?
Yeah, I slapped a little bit of Brazilian funk on my story with the goal. People think I'm sick.
Position do you play?
So growing up, I used to be a goalkeeper.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't touch the crossbar, but I was a goalkeeper. I love Buffon, and obviously now even more in love with Donnarumma, especially because they share the same first name as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
How fantastic is that? But yeah, I'd kind of like to compare myself to like a Dybala.
Yeah.
Yeah, like behind the striker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to play for Eltham Light in Sunday League, and I used to always be stuck right wing back. Cross balls in, simple.
Yeah. How was that experience? Shout out to InterLegends, of course. We've had them on previously as well.
Great people down there. Jack and all them, like brilliant what they're doing out there.
No, without a doubt. And yeah, scored 1 goal. Was it good finish or?
It was.
Yeah.
It was like like rewatching it, I felt like it was like a Lautaro kind of goal. Like
Okay.
1-on-1 with the keeper. Didn't even take a touch. Finished it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's no offsides in 5-a-side, so I was definitely offside. But
Doesn't
I thought I was waiting on the defensive line, and I was just like made that little run and nicked the ball off.
Yeah.
But no, it was phenomenal. Like I literally played up against Montero from Swansea.
Yes.
Albrighton.
Yeah.
That's one I'm very jealous of.
Yeah, and who was the other guy?
He's one of my idols. Michael
Really?
Bryan.
Yeah, no, sound guy, really sound
Everyone
guy.
always says it. He's really nice.
Yeah, no, so chill.
I'm trying to think of who else was there.
They were beating
Yeah.
all the teams like 14-0, 12-0.
I'm not
like,
surprised. To be
Wait,
fair.
makes sense.
actually, against us, first half was 0-0.
Right.
And then the second half,
Yeah.
they just probably had all right, let's actually try, boys. And then
So-
they just started
also
popping in the
Sounds
goal.
like our charity match.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's also just
First half 2-2, and then it went from there.
I kept
It's
saying to
stamina
everyone on our
as
team,
well,
like, if
though.
we draw this, like, we're literally like bragging rights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then suddenly...
Basically, I think it's the stamina as well. They can just keep running and running and running as well.
They actually didn't run that much.
Did they not?
It's close control. It's the
They just
it's position, knowing where to be, where to pass.
the best way I could put
Yeah.
the best way I could put it is imagine if we all went 5-a-side now and played against like 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
We're not gonna run.
Yeah,
We just know what to do.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
have fun with it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
You just
that's
use
the
the
best
technique,
way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Wow.
hear it.
No. Yeah. That must have been mental though. Like coming up against ex-professional football
Yeah.
players on the day.
Yeah.
You've also attended Goals for Gosh as well.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, recently at Ballers Goals for Gosh, there was the event and for Great Ormond Street, and it was really nice. Obviously, very good calls and raised a lot of money for that event. And yeah, I think they're doing another one in Bromley FC, which is where I
Yes.
live, so I'll be there as well.
Yeah, no, we've also had the person who runs that on as well. Like, yeah, it's so nice
Great
to see
people behind Goals for
that.
Gosh.
Yeah, people behind Goals for Gosh, people behind InterLegends, like all these different charity events, raising money
Yeah.
while playing sport. I mean,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
it's a win-win, isn't it? You're raising money and you're also getting to play football, which everybody absolutely loves.
everyone loves
Like,
playing
why would
100%.
why would you most certainly not love that?